Hello to my Aries. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Let's get right into it, Aries. Let's go. Let's see what's in your cards. Sending good positive vibrations to you this week. This reading is for the 18th through the 25th of November. Let's get into it. Talking to you wherever Aries is in your birth chart. Only take what resonates with you. If it doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't resonate with you. Let's go. First card out the deck is Nine of Pentacles. This particular Nine of Pentacles. Somebody is done with shady people. Some people is done. They done talking about them. They just done. Here we have the three. You're taking a leap of faith. You're saying you just done. You are done. Child, you just starting out right. There you go. You're like, that's not your responsibility. You say you would rather use your fire to be booked and busy instead of burdened and bitter. Good for you, right? Your head and heart are no longer at war with each other. It's not blue anymore. You just, source is saying you just taking a high road. You're taking a high road. You initiated moving on. So there could be a guy, in somebody's life that some other stuff is going on with them. You just said you just stopped talking to them. It could have been a friend. It could have been a family member. It could have been whoever it was. It was just really shady. You just done. You stopped talking to them. You just done. They feel like they got the weight of the world on their shoulders, and they want everybody else to walk around like they got the weight of the world on their shoulders too. You're like, You're taking a leap of faith. So good for you. Good for you. Talking to you again wherever Aries is in your birth chart. Somebody could have been married to somebody like that, where there's something else going on. There's something else is going on. So they walk around like this chip on their shoulder. They got the weight of the world on their shoulder, and so that's not the energy that you want. So whoever that energy is, they like to make people cry. They like to keep people lamenting over stuff. You're not with that. You're not with it at all. They like to see you sad. Whoever the energy is, they like to see you sad. So the bottom line is that, okay, so when we talk about nine is the number for death, rebirth, right? So somebody is going to stop this competing and comparison and judging people. This is what your whole reading is about, right? Because we're starting off right here. You're going to stop the confusion, jumping to conclusions about people, whether they were in business, married in business, or married in love with other people based on your own. This is where you're looking at it from just a humanitarian standpoint, just based on your own experiences dealing with people who are shady. Somebody has dealt with a shady guy, whether it's in your family, could have been somebody's brother, uncle, whoever, right? They walk around they had this chip on their shoulder. They mad at the whole world. You don't know what in the world is going on. They could be using their fire for something else. They could be booked and busy, not burdening everybody around them, whatever. You stop talking to them. You start talking about them, because that is not the energy that you want to even be connected with, right? Your head and heart used to be at war, but like I said, somebody was lamenting over something, and now you're not. You just said, you know what? I'm not comparing anybody else. You know what? The blindfolds are now off. Somebody from now on is saying you're never going to say another negative thing about another person's marriage, in business, and or in love. You have complete and total clarity now. I don't know who I'm talking to, but now your eyes are so clear and wide open, it don't even make any sense. Some people, their whole world is about, whoever this shady energy is, their whole world is about causing people pain. Whoever this energy is, that's what they like, just causing people pain. Causing people to lament over some stuff. Saying a bunch of negative stuff to people and all that. So you're like, never again. Never again will you even, here's the Sun card. So I see you being successful at learning how to take the high road. I see you, instead of you jumping to conclusions from now on, somebody will be like, you know what? Let me snap out of this jumping to conclusions. I can slow down for 5 seconds. Somebody walking around, they got a chip on their shoulder. They mad at the whole world. What is going on? I can go right into prayer warrior mode. Source is going to give you the answer just like that. Because Source already knows, and out of your mouths, Aries, a lot of you always say that you're impatient, okay? But Source is going to give you the answer lightning fast. That's that tower moment. Source is going to give you the answer lightning fast. Like, what is this about? Why are they so angry with the world? What's going on with them? Why are they so mad? Around a bunch of shady people. Around a bunch of shady energies. And they can't see it. They got on blindfolds. Can't even see that they're around a bunch of shady energies. That is what you've had in common with some people. And that's what Source is saying from now on. When you connect with somebody who feel like they just angry or mad or sad or confused, or you think they lying about everything, Source said you're going to go right into, that's when you're going to learn how to use the Tower card to your benefit. Immediately you're going to go into prayer. Source, show me what I'm not seeing. Let me stop talking to everybody else. Show me what I'm not seeing. I'm going to take the high road first. I'm a fire sign, so I'm going to go outside and get some sun. I'm going to remove all the stale energy off. I'm not going to go out, hang out with happy hour, all this other mess. I need some clarity. I need some clarity. I don't need to say another word. I need some clarity. That's what you have in common with somebody. I don't know who this shady guy is. Here we have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords. Anything you say to them, they just come back to bite you later. It's just like, what in the world? Right? Here we have the Dame of Pentacles here. So, yeah, anything you say to certain people, they come back to bite you later. You just like, oh my goodness. Like, nothing is sacred. Nothing. Nothing is sacred. So I feel like these cards popped out too, right? Three of Wands and Two of Wands, right? So see this water right here? Water is reflective, right? So Source is saying to you, something for you has felt like a bait and switch, right? Something has felt like a bait and switch for you. Like, Three of Wands is about talking to someone, like talking. The lips, the number 3 looks like lips, right? Looks like lips, right? So one, you were born to inspire others. That's one. You were born to inspire others, right? And that's what's going to keep you booked and busy. But when you're talking to certain energies, you can feel very much like you talking to you just by yourself, right? Because they're working from a whole different agenda, right? Shady. You don't know what their mind zoned off onto something else. Just shady, because they're on another. They're working on another assignment from another space, right? That you can't see. And so Source is saying you're thinking that you motivated, sitting down having a conversation about something, and something you may have said could come back to burn you later. Something you may have said could come back to burn you later. And that's what a lot of people are starting to learn. It's like, you know what? Stop jumping to conclusions about people. Stop jumping to conclusions about people. Somebody could have been married to the enemy. I don't know who this is for, but somebody could have been married to a guy who was your enemy. They were on an assignment. On some kind of an assignment to ultimately cause you to lament over something. Like, when I say on an assignment, I mean like they came in seeing you as opposition. Like, a lot of time, y'all remember the movie with Julia Roberts? It was called Sleeping with the Enemy. Nothing that she did in the movie would have ever been pleasing. They lived in this big glass house overlooking the beach. Everybody from that vantage point would have been like, oh my God, what an amazing life. You right there on the beach, that big glass house. It's just amazing, like all of this. But I was dealing with a very, very shady energy who, just like I said before, your head and heart are not at war now, not anymore. Somebody is very clear. and how somebody could buy into a fantasy and then end up being a nightmare. Here we had a Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. So whatever kind of fantasy, somebody, fairy tale, somebody, you know, whether it was a job, you said, okay, oh, you know, this job, it seems like it's too good to be true. Okay, that's when you want to slow down and start praying. Okay, from now on, somebody's like, okay, something seems like it's just too good to be true. Slow down. In this case, starting off with here, it's a guy. So I don't know who the guy is. I don't know if it's a friendship, a cousin, a family member, ex-love interest, whomever, right? But somebody bought into something that just seemed like it was just too good to be true. Went down this rabbit hole, ended up being a nightmare. End up causing somebody to lament. Here we have the Two of Swords. The Swords says, take the blindfolds off. Take the blindfolds off. Because somebody won't see something until you move on from something. Like if you walking around with blindfolds on, Aries, you won't notice that you were how protected you were from your ancestors until you physically get to somewhere where you feel like you're safe. Then you think, oh my God, when you really sit down and think about, like, oh my goodness, I didn't see that, I didn't see that, I didn't see that, I didn't see that, right? So that's why you will never judge another person. I'm telling y'all, you will never judge another person. Never. You'll never judge another person. Somebody's like, okay, you'll never gossip about another person who may have felt like they were in a relationship by themselves, because that's something you're going to connect with. That's something you're going to connect with. Here we have the Ace of Swords here. Yeah. So it's two situations, looks like, in your life, and both in your it could be your personal and your professional, or it could be both in your something, where a lot of negative things may have been said about you, right? A lot of negative things may have been said about you to other people because you bought into this fairy tale, whatever the fairy tale was. It could have been a fairy tale marriage, it could have been a fairy tale job, that's also a marriage. Whatever fairy tale you bought into, somebody felt very much like they were alone in something, right? And people, talked about something. People, baited you into a conversation just to hear what you had to say. But then you found out later on, okay, it's something you said going to come back to bite you. It's going to come back to burn you later, right? So to say, you'll never judge another person again. You'll never judge another person again. You're emptying yourselves out of that. Because something was sacrificed. Something was sacrificed. A major sacrifice happened. I'm telling y'all, once you have dealt with a level of shade where it's, somebody has seen you as competition from the very beginning. From the very beginning, where they walk around like literally the weight of the world is on their shoulders, and you're like, what in the world is going on? Like, nothing you can do to lighten the load. Everything feels like a bait and switch. Everything feels like a bait and switch. So here we have the Eight of Pentacles here. So Source is saying to you, now that you're on your throne, you've gone down this rabbit hole, drank the potion, you've eaten the cake, you've gone on this peculiar journey, you've awakened from a nightmare, from somebody could awaken from a nightmare. Now you're learning how to use your fire properly. You're learning how to put that fire behind at least 8 streams of income. That's what's going to make this week so powerful for a lot of people, because the moon is moving into Gemini. We're not talking about any Geminis that you know. Again, only take what resonates with you. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which is currently pre-shadow retrograde. It's going to go retrograde in about 8 days if you're watching this video on November 17th, right? Sunday, November 17th. It's going to go retrograde in about 8 days. Source is saying now you have an opportunity to learn how to use your fire responsibly. You're ruled by Mars. Mars is the action and assertion planet. This also connects us with total recall. Somebody's going to totally recall when they bought into this fairy tale, possibly with somebody who saw them as opposition. Sometimes some people have even accompanied friends to court and saw them on the opposing side. Like they've even seen their own friends. You've been on the opposing side in court and seen somebody seen as opposition. You're like, wow. But like I said, some people, like I said, you're adding structure and authority to your thoughts. But there are some energies out here. It's their way or the highway. They are not going to stop until you're lamenting. They're not going to stop until somebody is crying, lamenting, sad, broke down. Whole life is just destroyed. So source is saying somebody's going to wake up. You're going to wake up. So I'm seeing some kind of apprenticeship here happening for you. I see now, at least like I said, 8 streams of income. And I'm not talking about just money. I'm talking about you're learning something. Now somebody is adding to learning. You got all this energy. Aries. Now you're learning how to, okay, I need to invest. This is right here. You're going to be investing in your knowledge when it comes to fire. The light and dark side of fire. How people use their fire. And I talk about sacral chakra all the time. I talk about the chakras on my channel all the time. But yeah, you can the light side of how to use your fire would make people feel more powerful, more confident, more charismatic, strong-willed, motivated, more of a leader, more mental clarity, around you. But the dark side of fire can cause digestive issues, kidney or liver problems, food allergies, rage, timidity, diabetes, ulcers, chronic fatigue, narcissism, low self-esteem. Again, if you're around energies who are, like I said, they're talking about they mad at the world. They feel like they're in a situation by themselves. They feel like, okay, they won't leave. All of this. Source is saying to you, you want to take off the blindfolds. You're going to take off the blindfolds. Because at this point, somebody is, you're done with shady people altogether. You're done with shady people. But again, it won't be a comparison. You won't be sitting there comparing stories. You'll be like, oh yeah. You'll be more supportive. So you feel like you're dealing with somebody who's trying to tell you, oh, they shady. I bought into this idea that everything was going to be, great. I thought it was going to be wonderful. And I went down, I did everything they wanted me to do, on the job and still didn't get promoted. You're not going to sit there and just, as a friend and just say, oh, well, you put in this much time, you might as well stay. You're going to say, no, you should go find something else. You should go find another job. You bought into a fantasy, and it's been a nightmare because that's all I hear about. That's all I'm hearing about. Every time I talk to you, that's all we talk about. It's like you just feel very much alone. Same thing in a romantic situation. You got a friend that's dating somebody. They always feel like they by themselves. You're gonna tell them, hey, that's what you're gonna encourage them. You're gonna empower them. You're gonna give them the confidence in a very helpful way, not in a judgmental way, because fire can be very judgmental. In a very the conversation you have with them, you can be using your fire. Every time I talk to you, you seem like you burned out, you confused, you stressed out. You can be using that fire to inspire people. You can be taking a trip, going on a vacation, that kind of thing, right? So here's a justice card. Yeah. So source is saying to you, you're getting focused. You learn how to get focused. Somebody that you love that rode a motorcycle is telling you basically get focused. You're not running away from anything, but get focused. Like, get focused. You're emptying yourselves out of this, and you'll be going back through your memory, because I say motive. Like, what's the motive? What is the motive? Why, you know, why what? Motive could be depression for somebody. So I'm saying your wish is being fulfilled because your head and heart are not at war with each other. But here we have the Four Wands here. But yeah, somebody is really learning how to use their fire responsibly and not jump into conclusions anymore about anything. Not comparing, not competing, not judging, not all that's the wrong use of fire. It's more of just giving people the confidence to say, oh, they shady like that, and get as far away from them as possible. They walking around like they got the weight of the world on their shoulders. Nope. As far away from them as possible. So listen to your inner voice. Somebody secretly has a crush on you. I don't know that you're worried about secret crush, but your ancestors are proud of you. Just relax. It's time to open your vault door. The vault door symbolizes this new phase of life where you're closing things out. You're leaving anything outside of your vault door that you don't want to bring into your legacy. You don't want that to be a part of your legacy. Gossip, judging people, you know, calling somebody a narcissist. You're being timid, easily enraged, you know, low self-esteem. You keeping all of that outside of your vault door. Digestion issues, anything that could cause you food allergies, you know, any of those things, right? All of that stuff outside of your vault door. And so I don't see you looking back. I don't see you looking back. I don't see you looking back. So you have your own star to follow, but don't cast your pearls before energies that won't appreciate them at all. Energies that won't appreciate them at all. Somebody has dealt with some energies who, like I said, vain, vengeful, green with envy, all about the physical. That's all they care about. They don't care who is, you know, who's caught in the middle. Yep, I don't care who's caught in the middle. Yeah, so somebody could be dealing with an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn that you may have held in high regard, and you may have, you know, held to this higher standard, but somebody's about to develop a backbone. Somebody's about to develop a backbone. Things are starting to become clearer and clearer to you, but your inner child is very proud of you. You are an answered prayer. Somebody could have even told you that somebody was jealous of you, and it still didn't click for somebody who still couldn't see it, possibly because of an energy's level of education as well. It could have been because of their level of education as well. So you couldn't see it. Somebody just could not see something at all. But whatever it is, Source is saying you see something now. You see something now. You see something now. Clearing. So as true offering arises, it becomes easier to let go. You start to trust that more will always arrive. You shift from mine to God's. Such freedom. That's right. So you know that your card is on some of the cards it says the God on the cards, right? That's what Source wants somebody to learn how to do, is like when you're having that moment, when you're around shady energies, when you feel like, okay, I need some clarity about some stuff, like I feel like somebody's not telling me the truth about something, that is when you immediately, even if you can't get away immediately, you can just right there under your breath, thank you, Source, for just giving me some clarity. Just give me some clarity. Show me the truth, you know, like, and then your nighttime routine, whatever that ritual is, or routine or whatever, sit down with a journal. Sit down with a journal. Because something could be a lot deeper. Some Source is trying to have you some kind of connection going on here. Trying to have you have some kind of connection going on. Work. I welcome fresh perspectives and fruitful ideas into my work today. I'm so grateful for the income and the satisfaction I receive from my work. Each day I am becoming wiser and more skilled in my field. Yeah, instead of somebody always thinking somebody running away from something. So it's like that's not always the case. Some people are just they've been talked to like dirt, like their whole lives by people being shady their whole lives. They buy into this whole idea, been talked to, lied to their whole lives. So it's the same. Before somebody jump to conclusions, you're going to start thinking about, oh my gosh, you remember when you was lied to about something. That's where you're going to start making some connections with other human beings. You're going to I remember how I felt when I was lied to about something. Where did that come from? Where did it come from? But so somebody's going to get their heart chakra together. So I do see you getting pink, green, and yellow stones. So some of the stones I see somebody learning to get is topaz, citrine, tiger's eye. I see you getting jade, emerald, or rose quartz stones. May help you, right? But be still. So it's saying just be still. But yeah, at this point, you're done with shady people, for real. And like I said, we're starting out with whoever this guy is, you're done. I am grateful for insightful, genuine, and productive conversations. I give thanks all discord is now exiting my life with harmony and ease. Because that's what somebody is taking it back to. Somebody's taking it back to whether you are dealing with a shady guy right now or you have in the past. It could have been your uncle, your dad, your brother, somebody you went to school with, or whatever. But something about them is always lying about something, right? And you bought into something. Somebody's like, okay, now the grace that you're extending to other people is, okay, they may have bought into something too. They could have bought into some lie too. Not even realizing that somebody could have, somebody is waking up. Somebody is waking up. Number 7, I am brilliant. You possess a very refined mind with deep urge to uncover life's mysteries. Your ability to acquire vast knowledge on both the informational and spiritual planes gives you a greater awareness than most. Yep, so that's your lightning bolt moment right there. It's nothing funny when people jump to conclusions about you. It can literally ruin your whole life. Literally can ruin your whole life. You sitting back like you never saw it coming. Never. So it's time to spend some time with some friends. Friends, your definition of friends. Because you were born to inspire, right? And so it's saying the conversation is going to be very high vibrational from now on. That's where the breakthrough is going to come through. It's going to be high vibrational from now on. None of that gossiping about this person, that person. Somebody, they should have known this and they should have known that. All of that. You're going to say it to yourself, I should have known that. Like, how would I would have known that? Like, how would you know? That's where the grace is going to be extended. So, abundance. I'm so thankful that all of my wants and needs are always met at the perfect time in the perfect way. I'm living the life of my dreams. I acquire everything my heart desires with ease. Yep. So I do see somebody getting married. Source is emptying you of this indecision. I'm so indecisive. I don't really know what to. I don't really know. I'm not. I have no clue. I don't know how to feel about something. I don't know what to believe. So it's just emptying you of that because you have a ruling planet, Mars, that you can go straight into prayer warrior mode. That's your advantage. You can go straight into prayer warrior mode instead of warrior mode. I'm so mad. I'm so angry. I could just scream from the top of a mountain. So it's like, okay, while you screaming, talk to source. Talk to source. Gain some clarity. Talk to source. That's what I have for you. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you all in the next video. But yeah, make this week about learning, investing in yourselves, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.